Life is poetic. We see strings of lights that go down alleyways, go down streets and hallways, and we get mesmerized by the lights in the sky, and yet we never realize the lights in our own souls and our own hearts. Life is poetic. Words skip off pages and out of our brains and into our minds and our hearts and our souls, yet we never capture them and encapsulate them into our everyday actions. Life is poetic. We are students forever in life, but yet we seem to sleep through this eternal class that we have been entered and enrolled in from the birth and the day that we escaped from the womb. Life is poetic. We shop and we spend and we go out and buy things we don't need, and yet we try to keep our mind on greed, and yet everything we need is right here and within us, and yet we keep getting shipped along the same bus to the same stores, to the same places, as if life is a race with everyone else's traces of success. But life is poetic. We spend time working and working, hustling and hustling for the ones that we love, yet we can't spend a minute with those that we choose. Life is poetic. We live so much for those here on the ground, and we look up to the one above, yet we still have not figured out who we should truly live for, and that's the one that sits right in the mug in the mirror. Life is poetic. See, I'm looking for deeper understanding because there are those who really seem lost. There are GPSs, there are maps of success that others have delivered you, and yet you have yet to read the text or even take a look at the steps. Life is poetic. It's funny how we live to die and we die to live, and yet we cannot give a second for ourselves and live in a moment that has been a true gift to us. Life is poetic. See, this is unscripted, straight from the heart, and yet we try to think and rehearse our own life, and yet there is so much beauty that comes out of us naturally. And if we took a second to listen, if we took a second to truly appreciate, we would understand that the knowledge and the wisdom is within our minds and our hearts, that life is truly poetic, and we have the ability to write on every page and put the ink down on paper as we take steps and actions through our lives that serve us and help others, and yet we feel so lost. Life is poetic. For those who get this, for those who understand where I come from, you are in the right place, but yet none of us understand that we are in the wrong space as we continue to go through and chase things that don't mean a thing. Life is poetic. I give credit to you for sticking with me through this journey, and yet I want to send you away so you can go and work on yours. Life is poetic.